dear friends. My name is Catarina. I'm 20 years old and I'm a global law bachelor student from Tilburg University. Have you ever felt trapped in a maze? Do you recognize the feeling of being lost, not knowing who you really are, being afraid of making decisions? If so, you should know you are not alone. Let me share my story that may help you not only discover your path for the future, but also understand that along the way you will find multiple obstacles, and that many times things won't be easy. However, resilience and the ability to identify and follow your inner voice will definitely take you far. I lived all my life in Angola, Africa, up until I was 14 years old. I used to live with my mom, dad, and siblings until my parents decided to get a divorce. As a kid of 6-7 years old, my mind revolved how a couple that was united by pure love, which grew and transformed itself into a beautiful family of 3 kids, could split as easy as that. I remember how hard it was for me to accept and adapt to 2 separate lives, especially because my parents could not have a conversation without fighting, turning me and my siblings into their messenger portal. The moment I turned 14 years old, things started to get more demanding and burdensome, since big decisions had to be made for the first time in my life, and also responsibilities about my future arose, such as deciding which area I would opt to for high school. Have you ever known what you wanted for your future? If your answer is no, then maybe we are alike in that sense, since I remember how hard it was for me to decide which area I would join in classes for high school. My dad wanted me to study economics so I could make money, as he used to say. I never had a solid basis for maths, and I was horrible with arts. So I was left with one option, namely letters and humanities, the area for dumb people, as the stereotype says. I remember getting comments from friends undermining the strictness, validity, and difficulty of the area I was studying, and being looked down on by familiars sometimes because of my decision. The truth is, no kid at such age should be pressured to make early decisions like this one, that will start delineating their puberty and future. The second hardest decision was about to come. Angola was starting to face a heavy economic crisis, and the school was decreasing its quality. So this is when I made the decision to leave my family and move countries and even continents from Angola to Portugal. I did not have any family which I would be comfortable to live with or that I was too close to, so I decided that I would live in a nuns boarding school. This sounded amazing for my family because it was a Catholic school and so a safe and controlled environment. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to live far away from your family and friends in the custody of nuns? What is more, have you ever thought what it would be to live without comfort and privacy and feeling like an object to the ones taking care of you? I could not even imagine that for 3 years in a row, I would have to hand over my phone every day at 8:50 p.m. before our night study session was about to start. I could not imagine that simple things that were guaranteed in my whole life, such as going out with friends to drink a coffee, now had all to be monitored and authorized by my mom all the way from Angola because I was an intern. I could not imagine that during that wintry and raw month of February, I would have to take all my showers with freezing cold water and could not even dare to complain because of the existing threat of increasing the study sessions and of prohibiting every and any opportunity of going out. All of this had a cost to me, which at the moment was starting to be my mental health, something I was not aware of. My family will tell me I'm different in some way, cold and indifferent towards everything, that I had lost all the excitement I had before. I think it's because I never felt any type of warmth during my teens. From the little she knew, my mom would tell me to reconsider going back to Angola because I was in need of maternal love and a comfortable household environment to live in. However, I had made my decision, and so, despite all the challenges, I had my main mission in sight, which was to become independent, one of the core needs of a human. and to get good education, allowing me to enroll in a high-quality university afterwards. Near the end of high school, I had to start making decisions regarding the place I was going to move next for higher education. That is when I learned what anxiety was. I remember crying myself to sleep because of all the uncertainty regarding my future, and because deep down I did not want to follow the path that was destined for me, as taken, for example, on the successful steps of my sister at a UK top 10 university. So, after visiting Amsterdam for the first time, I knew this was my place for university. I started applying to the Netherlands and I found a degree really interesting to me, which was global law, and my mom supported me, which I will always be thankful for. However, due to some administrative problems, I was rejected 2 days before coming to the Netherlands. And so I ended up enrolling for public governance, a degree that had some shared courses with global law. The degree, however, had nothing to do with what I found interesting. At this point, I started to face crucial demotivation. This, together with the place I was living in, a residence of 90 students, started to destroy my inside self every single day that went by. Further, as I started university last minute, I had not made any friends. I was completely lost by this point. Can you imagine not wanting to cook because of the anxiety of going in a shared kitchen for 90 people and having to rush everything? Or having to set an alarm for 4 a.m. in the morning because that was the only time one of the 4 washing machines was free? The relationship with my dad wasn't also looking good. And it had been degrading up until the point that we stopped talking when I moved to the Netherlands. So I was left with one supporting wing, my mom. We eventually started talking again because my grandfather died in November 2019. After the first semester, I went home for the Christmas break. And I remember getting comments from my family saying that I would not comment anything at the dinner table or that I was too skinny or weird. The truth is, I was in depression at the time. So in my head, it was constant suffering. So why would I comment on my grandmother's doctor appointment or my uncle's promotion? I was living in a different dimension. The one where smiling and saying okay for everything was the best I could do. My motto was, I am not enough and I will never be. Do you reckon the sensation of feeling scared of your own thoughts when you are alone? Have you ever felt harmful to yourself and the ones surrounding you because of your mental state? This is when I asked my mom for help, and she got me a therapist. And this is when my self-love and self-growth journey started, and I had her help for 1.5 years. We worked in letting the trauma go, in forgiving my dad for a lot of mistakes he had made with his kids, in acknowledging that all the bad memories about my parents' divorce and childhood drama only made me the person that I am today, strong as hell. We worked towards doing something that would fulfill my heart every single day. We walked towards building self-love, because with everything I had been through, I stopped caring about myself, stopped treating myself nicely, and I used to see myself as a waste of time, someone who was not worth of being loved, not worth of feeling, not worth of loving, and I did not have any self-respect as well. A rose full of peaks to sum up. I worked on chasing what I wanted, and this is when I reapplied for global law and decided to get a fresh start because I deserved it. And this is me, 2 years later, on my second year of studies, still finding myself and appreciating every single part of me, not only the qualities, but also the flaws. With a lot of work involved in, I can say that I evolved a lot, and a new Catarina blossomed. This time, a rose with peaks, but with many good and beautiful petals, and all of them worthy. I still have my uncertainties, and many times I question myself. And I know that worse days will always be here. Just like when a caterpillar goes through its metamorphosis process and grows out of its little protective casing as a butterfly, that's how I feel right now. and I have an insane will to fly higher and higher. It's not that easy, is what you may think right now. I know, and that is why my advice to you is to ask someone you love for help, since a tough journey gets easier with the support of others. You should stand up for yourself and follow what your heart tells you. I know some parents are more difficult than others, but it's important to recognize that they are also growing and learning, and many times through us. Please take an hour or so of each day of your life to do something that gives you pleasure. And whatever this is, going on a walk, reading a book, writing how you feel, ordering a comforting meal, going out with friends, do not forget that baby steps every day are what make the long run. I didn't get better in a day, I am still getting better. Everything is a lesson, and attach some value to all the rocks you have found in your way, because that is the only manner in which you will be able to build that big and solid castle of yourself. Be your own muse and celebrate every victory, whether or not it's a small one. You will get to where you want to be. Just trust the process. And remember, life is too short for us to waste it doing something we do not like, hoping to get validation or reassurance from others. So make sure you do what makes you happy. You have to love yourself. You are unique, and that is what makes you beautiful. I wish you all the best. Take care, and remember, you got this. With gratitude, Catarina.